Started first practice today and really excited for our guys as they put so much work into the last 8 weeks of winter conditioning, and I just really am impressed with how they went about their business. Our motto this year was all in. At the end of last year, we said that if you decide to come back, you have to be all in the Kent Grit and what we're doing and what it stands for, and those guys have taken it and ran with it. Still not there yet, but work to do, but really impressed with the start of spring ball. Today, like I said, was our first practice. Thought the guys flew around, did a good job. You can tell they're a year into the system now, not as much starting over. They were able to go out there and really remember what they did last fall, which is exciting. And there are some new faces that are transfer kids that came in and did a really good job today too, and did a good job the last 8 weeks, so they're blended in well. But no, I'm excited about this team and where we're going. Obviously, we're not there yet, but as long as they keep being all in each week, each day, I think we've got a good chance to be a solid football team next year. With that being said, I want to do two things here. First, congratulate our women's basketball team on making the NCAA tournament. Coach Starkey, a good friend of mine. I know he's worked hard at that and getting there, and really excited for them. I was at the game and excited as they take on Notre Dame and South Bend. Really excited for them and best luck to them. And then also, congrats to our men's basketball team for showing up in the tournament and really playing lights out with Coach there, and was there to watch them as well and excited for their future as well. And it was a great effort by them as well. So congrats to both of those teams on their seasons.
Got a couple here from In the Queue, Coach. As you kind of do a overall assessment of the team, what are some of the positions you're really excited for and some early season battles you're looking for?
Yeah, the position I'm really excited for is offensive line. Everybody kind of looked at me crazy when I didn't go into the portal and get more linemen, and that's because we had 5 guys come back. We had a ton of young guys play last year, all freshmen that are sophomores now. And they look better, they look bigger, faster, stronger, and it showed today. They look more confident as a unit. So I think that's where it starts, and I'm really excited about them. And with that being said, also our defensive line. You look at our defensive line, we got, again, everybody back: Harm, C.J. West, Albert Billick, Stephen Daly, just a lot of experience there as well. I think a big thing for both of those units is getting the depth behind them better. So they don't have to go every single play. But I'm really excited about those 2 units. Like always, the one I'm really excited to see the battle is the quarterback position. As Tommy comes back, we brought a guy by the name of J.D. Sherrod in as well. They're both doing a really, really good job. I mean, Tommy has grown a lot since the last game and gotten way better. And then J.D.'s come in and been a good wingman for him. And those two are really battling well at that QB position. And then also, you look at our wide receiver room. You got Luke and Krishan back, but then that third receiver, who will that be, is a big question right now. On our team, we brought 2 guys in that I think are really good. It's Sebastian Brown from Michigan State, and then also going blank around Stanley. Stanley, a big Stanley. He's about 6'4", 6'5", who's doing a great job as well. So seeing those guys kind of compete with Ali Fishers of the world and Jack Colson's are going to be a good battle as well. Then on the defense side of the ball, our corner position, we lost both corners to graduation and transfer, and we got young guys that I'm excited about stepping up and getting the opportunity to play, and that battle should be good as well.
Go to our virtual contingent, and the voice of the Golden Flashes, and Rob Polinsky is always joining us. Rob, you have any questions for Coach?
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Thanks, Coach. I know some of this will be a little redundant since we talked on Thursday, but a lot of people didn't hear that.
Yeah.
So, wanted to ask you, can you tell us about the changes that you made on the coaching staff and kind of what those gentlemen will be?
Yeah, we brought in 3 guys with great experience. Some people look at coaching changes as a sad thing because you lose guys, and there is some truth to that, but also you get new ideas, you get new experiences, you get new personalities and a new fresh talks in room. You look at who we brought in, starting off first with Clay Patterson. Coach Patterson and me go back a long ways. We were together at Minnesota and had 3 good seasons there and a heck of a run. They were going to 10-2 and going to the Outback Bowl in 2019 and became really good friends, and I always respected his offensive kind of mindset and what he's done up to this point. He's also been a head coach at the junior college level, so he's got good relationships there. He knows how to lead a room, and really excited about Coach Patterson. And then also Billy Tierlink. Bill was a guy that when I was in college at Indiana, he was actually a graduate assistant. That was kind of the start of his career back in the ancient days. I like to think of him now, but he's now been at the NFL, coached with Indianapolis Colts, coached the D-line for the Buffalo Bills, was most recently at Virginia Tech, and to get a guy of that caliber to come back here and give our guys some experience is great knowledge for us and for our football team. And he's really excited about Bill and what he can bring to our team. And then Coach Spence, we call him. He was at Wisconsin last year coaching the Nickels and wanted to go back to the outside. He played corner at Yale and wanted to coach the corner, so came over here with us. But all those guys have 2 things I was looking for. They're great at what they do. They have great competitive edges, but then also they've won everywhere they've been. They've had success where they've been, which is big to me. When you're trying to change a culture to championship culture, I think you got to get guys that know how to win and know how to adapt to their environment. and all those guys know how to do that, and they've been great additions to our staff.
Thanks.
Yep.
Kind of wondering about the spring as a whole. What is the goal through spring practices? What are you trying to accomplish in these 15 practices?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, for sure. It's simple to me. We really are attempting to get everyone all in. And that seems like an easy thing to say, but it's really hard to do because all in is not just one thing. It's being all in every aspect of your life. And that's being consistent in practice with the demand of practice, being consistent in your knowledge of the film work after practice, being consistent with your body and taking care of your body, but truly being all in. And we said at the end of spring, if we can have everyone all in, this program is moving in the right direction. So it's easy to do when there's 1 or 2 guys, but getting 110 guys to do it is a little bit different. So that's the goal. And then we also talked about just maximizing our ability this spring. You know, each guy doing their 111, doing their job each practice, not trying to worry about doing someone else's job. How do I do my job with intentionality every single practice and truly put investment in so we can be at our best in the fall? So that's the biggest thing for us. Again, just maximizing our potential, doing your 111, and then putting the work in, you know, to be the best we can be come the fall.
what do you think was the biggest thing maybe you learned in year 1, you know, that can help you moving forward?
Yeah, don't come down from the standard. The standard is the standard. I think that's the biggest thing. You know, I think at times we stepped away from our standard of what we believe to worry about the transfer portal, who's going to stay, who's going to leave. No, you got to keep your standard in place, and you got to live with it. And guys got to either come up to it or they have to move on. And I think that's the big thing in year 2 here is really being all in and not coming off that standard, nor coach or player, and making people come up to it. And the great thing about it is each guy that's here now, they chose to come back. They didn't have to come back. We put it in front of them and said, right when the season ended, we had a team meeting the next day. I went in there and guns blazing and said, listen, if you're going to stay in this program, you got to be all in. And you've got to show it, do it, and there's no more going against the culture. It's in place now. You know what it is. Now you got to go do it. And all those guys chose to come back. And the great thing for a coach is that they didn't just come back. They came back with great intentions. You know, they went to work, and you saw it with how they went about winter conditioning. It was, I'll be honest, it was an excellent winter conditioning. These guys really, they emptied the tanks every single day, and they gave themselves a chance. It doesn't promise you anything, but it gives you a chance. And I think the big thing, going back to your question, is never coming off the standard ever again, and making the standard be what it is and making guys come up to it.
Coach, was there a player or two that stood out in that winter conditioning overall?
I always say when your best players are your hardest workers, you got a pretty good chance. And our best players were by far our hardest workers. And when you look at the C.J. West of the world, the Oliver Billicks, the Stephen Dailies, Cam Golden, Krishan McCray, they worked their tails off no matter what their landscape was. You know, Krishan wasn't really participating in all of the winter conditioning stuff, but you look at him and Alex Branch, they conquered the weight room and the training room. They did their job there and made sure their bodies was right so they can be out there in the spring. So I think when your best players are your hardest worker, they understand what you got to do to be great. I think you've got a shot, and I think this winter they definitely did that.
Can you speak to his health? Obviously, with the season-ending injury last year, when do you expect to have him back? Is he going to be able to participate in the spring?
Yeah, we'll limit him this spring a little bit, Krishan, and we'll put him in things where we need to see him for sure. But the race isn't to win spring ball for him. The race is to get him healthy, get him back to his best by the time we play Pitt. And he probably he's I'll tell you this much: he's well along than he should be. He's further advanced than he should be right now. He's actually participating in some of our spring practice stuff. But again, by choice of me, really, we pulled him out a couple things to make sure he's healthy come the fall. But the great thing about him is when you got a player who understands the expectations, those guys just go out there and they go to work. And, he's a guy that no matter if he's practicing or not, he knows how to work. And that's what makes him great. And so I'm not worried about him at all.
All right, I didn't want to ask you 100 questions.
No, come on. I can take him all day, man. You keep throwing them out there.
Not being here, I don't know if there's other guys there that want to jump in, but
virtual now, everybody goes virtual. You guys sit from your couches, comfortable, and you get to ask questions and put them out there. I love it. I don't blame you.
all right. Well, let me ask you one more. You mentioned that you're really excited about the offensive line, defensive line. Is there a group that maybe this spring, you're looking for them to maybe bring it up a little bit? Is there a group that maybe is a little concerning, whether it's lack of depth or just people coming back or that type of thing?
Yeah, you're always concerned about. I'm a running back coach at heart, so you're always concerned about the running back unit, just the health. Those guys take a beating every game, every day. You know, and you got so many hits in you, and those guys are taking it. And, you know, the great thing, we got Kai Thomas back. You know, he didn't play last year, the transfer from Kansas, and I was with him at Minnesota, and he brings a whole nother level of explosion on offense for us and keeping him healthy. And then, you know, Gavin Garcia's back, and he's a year healthier for sure, and he knows the system now. And I thought he had a really good day today. You know, he just seems more confident and more decisive in his decision making. And then you got, you know, Curtis, who's a younger back. We just don't know what he can do yet, you know, and he's a guy that we got to see what he does this spring for sure. But that's the one, you know, you got those three guys and a lot of kind of unknowns there at that position. So interested to see what they do this spring and who stands up and kind of stands out in front of the group is, I think, important for sure. But excited about that room, but also concerned a little about their depth and how much depth we have there. You know, it's not so much I'm concerned as much as I just don't know. I don't know who the next guy is after those 2 or 3 guys, and that's what we've got to get to. Because typically you play 3 to 4 running backs a year. It just happens with injury and wear and tear and so forth.
How important is it? You mentioned year 2, and Gavin has a good day. And just wondering for the guys that are all coming back now that they know you, they know your staff. You know, how much of a advantage is that moving forward this year as opposed to when you came in a year ago?
Oh, it's a great advantage. I mean, knowledge is power, right? I always say that when you know what you're doing, you know how to do it, now all of a sudden you can go really compete at it. You know, I thought last year it was hard to compete because we didn't really know what we were doing or how we were doing it. I think they had an understanding, but I still think they were learning the process a little bit, and that's why I call it year 0, because it's a year where you throw everything out because everybody's kind of learning what to do and how to do it at a different level. And I don't care how good you were the year before. Most programs, they start from scratch when they bring a new head coach in, and with the transfer portal now, the roster turns over. I think now when you walk around the facility, everybody knows what to expect and what to do, and I think that's the start of it and the turn. And I'm seeing the turn happen right now for sure. And then I'm also seeing guys just learn how to compete at a very, very high level. You know, I think that the standards went up obviously with year 2 and my expectations from them, but I'm seeing guys reach that, and when they reach it, I'm going to turn it up again a little bit more. But that's probably the biggest thing is they know how to do things now, so now they can actually compete with each other on a daily basis. Yeah, you know, I think last year when the portal, I think we were attempting to fill a roster, and I think that's always hard when you're taking guys just to fill a roster and fill spots, and you're not really getting to know them now. You don't know what you really need in the program. After going through it a year, I think I got a good understanding of where my depth issues are, and I went and got guys that not just fit what I want to do, but fit Kent State. You know, guys who value Kent State. And what we did is we kind of went down this year, actually. And we got guys who might have been at FCS level or D2, but they were all conference players, all Americans at that level. And they come in here with the crack on their shoulder. And I think when you're at Kent State, you got to have a crack on your shoulder. You got to come in here and be workman mentality and get your nails dirty and not expect, you know, to have every resource possible, but know how to use your resource and be resourceful, you know, with the stuff you do have. And I think that's where we did a better job of targeting guys that fit our program this year. And I think you saw that in winter conditioning.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
A couple more from kind of based on the follow-up with Rob's question about the coaching staff. Just the guys you brought in have a wealth of knowledge both at the pro and Power 5 level. How key is that to kind of bring in for just the knowledge in the coach's room, but also what they can do either recruiting or with the position staff as a whole? Yeah,
I mean, you look at Coach Tierlink and Coach Spence, they've both been in the NFL, and I think there's no better teacher of how to get there than having experience there. I mean, Coach Tierlink can walk in the room and tell you exactly what you got to do and exactly what an NFL D-line coach is looking for. And most, I still believe, I know NIL's out there, but I believe most guys still want to play in the NFL. I mean, that's the goal, you know. So when you can bring that kind of experience, and the other thing too, Bill Tierlink can pick up the phone and call anyone, and his name is recognized among NFL, you know, coaches. And so I think guys appreciate that and they like that. And I told our players, that I'm going to bring in coaches that can get you where you want to get to, and that's the NFL. And we did that with Coach Spence and Coach Tierlink. So I'm excited about them. You can already feel their knowledge and what they know as they, you know, integrate with the staffs and so forth. But really excited about those two guys and Coach Patterson.
And then more of what you and I kind of talked about with the spring. You guys are doing things a little bit non-traditionally as far as opening up to fans. Just talk a little bit about the excitement that you guys are going to be kind of opening the doors to the Kent Grit family. Yeah, Kent Grit is the T is about togetherness, and I think that togetherness is not just player for player. That's community, that's university, that's everyone, and it's alignment. And
I align with the president, the AD, and I think the fans align with our program and where we're going. And I want to open the door so they can see us constantly progressing and moving in the right direction. And our guys like it. I want them to know our players in and out. We have nothing to hide. We are who we are. We do what we do, and it's no secret. Everybody's got our film now, so I want our fans to come out and really engage with our players and see what our program's all about and make this a community-based program. And I think that's really important, that you get your community involved, get your student body involved. So I know the team, and I know the team not only from what I see, but I know them personally, and I know where they're going, and I'm confident that they're going to be good one day. And I think as people see it and they come out, they'll be excited about the future of our program.
Coach, any final thoughts?
No, I appreciate everybody covering us, and go Flashes, Kent Grip. Thank you.
Krishan, first and foremost, thank you for taking a few moments at a time. I know the big question is going to be just how you're feeling as you got through conditioning, rehabbing from the injury as we start spring ball.
Yep, I feel pretty good. We brought myself back slowly, but surely, and I feel like I'm getting more towards myself again, more towards 100%. So I think I'm doing really good in that aspect. That's all.
And we'll open up to our virtual contingent here. Rob, you have any questions for Krishan?
Krishan, congratulations on a great season last year up until your injury. Can you just speak about the year? Did you exceed your own expectations? Individually, the team didn't do as well as we wanted, but can you just talk about your year last year?
Yeah, I think I had a pretty good year, just trying to do what I could to help our team win, keep us in games, doing all that. I don't know if I exceeded my expectations, but I definitely think that I came up to the level of what I expected to do, and I think that I held my own in that aspect.
How do you see yourself? Where do you need to improve as a player this year as opposed to last year?
I can clean up my route running a little bit more. Last year, a lot was just little choppy steps here and there, but I think I can clean that up more to get open more.
And can you talk about being a leader in that group, in that wide receiver group? Do you like to lead by example? Are you a verbal guy? Can you talk about the coach mentioned you're bringing in some wide receivers into the room? Can you just talk about that aspect?
Yeah, I'm more of a lead by example type of guy. I don't normally talk much, but I can if I need to. But I'm more of a lead by example type of guy, and guys respect me enough to follow my lead, and that's how we go about our business there.
How motivated are you because of last year, not having the win-loss record we would have liked to have had, obviously? How much does that motivate you in the offseason to try to get better for this year?
It motivates all of us a lot. We all have a chip on our shoulder now because we know that wasn't our best year. We know we definitely could have won way more games than we did. So I think we all have a chip on our shoulder right now.
And my last one for you is, when you got injured last year, is that the first time you've gone through an injury? How much do you appreciate football when it's taken away from you, when you're not able to play it? How much excitement does that have for you, heading into this year because, you weren't able to finish the year?
Yeah, that was my first significant injury that I've had like that, but with my family and teammates surrounding me, boosting me back up, I was able to stay on my feet, stay motivated, and now I'm even more motivated to go back out and play. Really excited since it was taken away from me, so now I really don't take it for granted like that, so I'm really excited to get back out there.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rob. Just a few more. Krishan, given the injury, what did you learn the most about yourself, whether it's as a football player, being able to see the game from the sidelines, or just your character as a whole as you battled back?
I learned that I can be resilient, facing adversity, knowing how to come back from it, and still doing what I can on the sidelines when I'm not in the play, coaching up teammates and things like that. So.
And then lastly, just with your conditioning and kind of the rehab, what's the one thing that you've kind of been working on the most and kind of behind the scenes here?
Just mostly staying with my speed, getting that speed back, my stamina as well. Also just making sure that I'm keeping an eye on the injury and making sure it doesn't come back up and make sure I feel 100%.
John, thank you for a few moments of your time, and we'll look forward to seeing you this spring, obviously also in the fall.
Thank you.
CJ, obviously not your first go-around here with spring ball, but just talk about the overall excitement every year that you guys get back to getting on the grass, hitting each other, and getting back to real football.
Most definitely. After coming off winter conditioning, everybody's ready to play football again. That's what we're here for. Everybody, loves the grind, but we're here to play football. And that just brings an excitement to a team that can carry on a long run. It gives us, motivation, and we get the momentum just to be able to have a great spring ball. So, we really enjoy being able to, get out there and run around again, put the pads on, put the helmet on, and just do what we do.
Obviously, you're in the room with Coach Tierling, one of the newer guys. You've been through the grind a little bit with some different coaches. Just talk about what he brings to the table and kind of hearing a different voice for the first time in a while.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I love Coach Bill Tierling. He's a great coach. He has great insight. He knows what it takes to get to the league. He gives that information exactly what a D-line coach in the league, wants from a player. So he has great insight. He knows all the knowledge, and it's just good information to have that sometimes I'm not used to. And he gives us every little detail that is needed to be able to take the game to the next level.
Let's open it up to our virtual contingent. Rob, you have any questions for CJ?
Sure. Hey, thanks, CJ. Great year last year for you individually, and good luck this year. I was wondering, can you speak about the defensive line as a group? They seem to really play fairly well last year, and what do you think are the strengths of this defensive line?
Most definitely. I feel that our reason why we play so well is how close we are as a defensive line unit. We always hang out together. We're really close. We go out bowling together, do different things, hang out, play the game. So I feel like that's a main reason why our success, and we just work really hard because we trust in one another. You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest reason why I think we did so well last year. And that wasn't even our best. Like, that's not our best. We got so much more room to improve. We got a lot of work, working with pass rush and getting the quarterback down. Like, that's our biggest thing that we're focused on is, actually finishing that play. We got close so many times, and that's what we worked on so hard this winter and this spring. So we're just looking forward for what we can show, what we can do, and just continue getting closer and bonding. And that's how we work so tight as a unit.
And obviously, you're one of the senior leaders. Can you talk about that a little bit? Are you a verbal guy? Do you like to do it by example? Do you kind of look at it like you got to lead the whole defense, or do you just kind of like to look at it from the defensive line standpoint?
Yeah, kind of one thing we talk about in this culture is to not motivate each other, but to inspire each other, and that's kind of what I want to do when I go out there and step on the field. And it's not only me. We have plenty of leaders on the D line, so like Stephen Daly, Oliver Billett, Harmon, Matt Harmon coming back, and just with experience, that's just what we do. We kind of just all step up when we need to, and it's not just me talking. Everybody will have a chance to talk. Even our young guys, Johnny J will come in, Mason Maddox will come in and say something when it's needed. But I don't think there's just one leader on the defense, or neither the D-line. Like, we all step in when it's needed. Sometimes I have one of the young guys even say, hey, CJ, come on, like, do better on this, do better on that, and I appreciate that. And that's what we need to be able to take this thing to the next level.
And to try to get to the next level, how motivating is it? With a year didn't have as many wins, obviously, as would have liked. How much does that help in your motivation, whether it's winter conditioning, now getting into spring ball, trying to do all the details, because it's such a fine line between winning and losing?
Most definitely. I feel like our biggest thing was just the little details, and after the season last year, it really inspires us to make sure that those are the details that we're consistently focused on when it comes to every rep, every drill we do, every practice we take, every extra work we get in. So we make sure we focus on those details because we know last season didn't go how we wanted, and we want to make sure that it won't happen again. And we work hard every single day to make sure that the result comes out to what we want it to be.
What part of your game are you looking to improve on?
I feel like the biggest part of my game is working on my pass rush a little more and being able to finish those plays and just becoming more agile, at the point of attack, being able to move side to side a little better. Coming off injury from the previous season, I didn't have an off season. So that's really what I'm working on this year on this off season, just being able to be more mobile and do those things a little more agile and be more nimble, on my feet. So that's kind of what I was working on this off season.
Do you have any goals, through spring, where you've been getting it, today until that spring game? Is there, I don't know whether it's goals individually or as a defensive unit that you want to see the team do?
Yeah, personally, my goal is honestly just become a better leader. Like, just continue to inspire my teammates, inspire the defensive line, and just be able to show these people that we're here to, really work. We're here to make a difference. We're here to make a change in Kent State. So I just want to show everybody, and we want to show everybody that, hey, things are changing around here, and we really want to, be able to show what we can do.
Thanks and good luck.
Thank you.
CJ, one more question that kind of came in. We asked Krishan the same question. What did you learn the most about yourself and your game as you went back and had dissected the tape and gave yourself some thoughts and some grades on last season.
Yeah, most definitely. I watched a ton of the tape from the last season, and I've seen that, you know, I have to just up my motor some more, you know, be focused on those little details, every little step. I've watched step from step of every single play of last season. And I just, you know, watch every step and make sure I take a better step on certain plays and make sure that I'm, you know, getting the back set alignment so I'm ahead of the game and knowing what play can come before the play even starts. You know, those little things, those little details. And, you know, I have a lot of experience. I feel like, you know, just better film study will, you know, help take my game to the next level. And like I said, getting more mobile, getting more nimble, that will, you know, really take my game to the next level.
And lastly, saw Coach talk a little bit about the fans and opening up spring ball. What's one thing and one message you would tell to the fans when they come out and watch you and watch your teammates play that they may not know or what to kind of expect from the team?
Yeah, most definitely. We're going to be an electric team. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be able to put on a show for you guys. We'll be a very electric team, and we just want you guys to be able to enjoy, you know, with the show we put on and see all the hard work that we've been through and all the blood, sweat, and tears that we've been through throughout the whole off season. And we just want to, you know, put on for the city. Like, we all love Kent. We're in Kent for a reason. Kent is not the most glorified city, and we love the grit and the grind that comes with Kent. So we just want to be able to, you know, show the city that, hey, we're here for you guys, and we love you all, and we just want to be able to put on a show, give y'all something to really cheer for.
Thanks, CJ. All the best.
Most definitely. Thank you.